Kia ora, it's Ruth here in my backyard in Christchurch, and it is the last weekend of June. Who would have thought it would be so beautifully sunny? Still a bit frosty on the ground, but a glorious day all the same. Today I'm going to be getting into my roses. Thanks Julia for the suggestion. She's thinking of doing her roses soon, so I thought I'd give a bit of a go at how I do mine. Now roses used to be something that scared me. I didn't grow up pruning roses, and so it's only been the last couple of years that I've had a go at it. Went to the old hardware store, got advice from them, got advice from friends, looked at lots of YouTube because there's heaps of YouTube videos out there about how to do roses, and I came to the realization that if I kill them, I kill them, but so far I haven't, so I must be doing something okay. So with the roses, I in April kind of stopped doing little prunes that I do along the way to kind of keep them in shape. From April to about June is when I just let them grow, let them get all their rose hips nice and big so that they've got all the energy back for the growing season next year. I would like to say that I do something with the rose hips, but I don't. Maybe next season I will, because I know you can boil them down and make syrups and jellies. And one thing I've learnt is I go straight from cutting them to putting them into the bin. I used to load them into the wheelbarrow first and then transfer them to the bin. That is unnecessary risk of pricking yourself. How I like to start is just to get rid of some of the big mess, because when you're trying to shape your roses, it can be really hard to see where you're wanting to shape them to with all the big extra stuff around it. So first, I just do some really easy cuts, just to make the plant a little bit smaller. There's lots of different ways that roses can be pruned. You can prune them in standard, where they've got the trunk and then the big ball. These ones are more bushy roses, and so what I do is I kind of taper them. At the front I'll prune down lower to being a little bit higher at the back, so when they are flowering the next season they go quite nicely and they get a big thing rather than being a big kind of bedraggled mess. So if you come up close, what you're looking for is you're really wanting to make sure that there are no overlapping branches, such as here you've got this one running under, this one on top, and so they can really rub. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prune this one back to here, there's a little bit of a bud there, and having it growing out that way. And this one, there's a little bit bud you can't see down there, so I'm going to prune it back to here so it grows outwards, and hopefully that will stop having crossing over ones for next season. This is what a bud looks like, coming out the side of the rose. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go just above it with the secateurs, and I'm going to be angling it away from the bud so that the water can run down, giving the bud the best chance to grow. So give it a chop, one movement, and you've got a really good clear edge. I used to prune quite slowly, but what I've realised is the faster I prune, the faster the decisions I make, and actually it makes it a lot easier for me. I'm just looking at where the bud is, which one has the lowest to the bottom one that heads outside, and doing my angle cut above that. By doing that, the whole process is a lot easier, a lot less stressful for me, because I'm not second guessing myself. And as you can see, I've got my lower section at the front, and I'm kind of going a bit higher at the back, so that when it re-springs, it will have that nice shape to it. This is a bit that I just cut off, and I thought I'd show you this. I freaked out the first time I found this, which is just a bit of scale. Nothing to actually freak about too much. I have cut most of it off actually by doing the pruning. There's a few left on the base plant, and so what I'll do is I'll get the spraying oil and give it a bit of a spray, which just means that the scale will be gone, and then next season it'll be able to have the best start. So again, don't fret, these things happen, and there's always some way to combat it. This rose has now been dealt to. I've got 4 more to go, and then I'm heading over to my peach tree to spray that. Whoever thought that winter would be a quiet time in the garden? There's always so many things to do. One thing I really realised is the importance of copper spray. I've had peach trees in my backyard for about 4 or 5 years now, and to begin with didn't realise the importance of putting some copper spray on them. Had leaf curl, lost all the leaves. Leaves do come back, but the fruit's just not quite right. This tree for the last summer, I think I aced it for the first time with spraying at the right time when the leaves had dropped, and then before the buds swelled, got no leaf curl, and then for the first time as well managed to have all our fruit actually stay till ripeness on the tree. Beforehand it was always kind of going into a puff ball of mould, which is so disappointing when you've been waiting all summer. So another thing I'm going to be doing today is spraying them with copper. You need to spray them so that they end up dripping, so they're really saturated. I used to use a little like spray bottle. I've upskilled, got a bigger one, which makes it so much easier. The thing I've realised as well is that while the copper is good for getting rid of leaf curl, it does kill other things, some of the good bacteria. So another thing we need to do is then do some good mulching and some good feeding of the trees, so we really give it some good energy so it can produce us amazing peaches for next summer. Thanks for joining me in my backyard again. Remember to subscribe if you'd like to see more, and if you've got any ideas, if you use rose hips, I'd be really interested to know how. Ka kite, see you next time.